You got your face in your hands. What do you got to say to Scott?
I have to say, look, Scott's lying, and that's the problem with the Republican Party. It is continually addicted to lies.
Wait a minute. What am I lying
You're
about?
Lying. You're lying, Scott. You're lying about the law. You're lying about what the jury was charged to find. They don't have to find an underlying crime. They had to find the intent to cover up an underlying crime. And the underlying crime was pretty obvious.
What was the crime?
You ran for public office, Scott. You ran for public office, Scott. You know you can't take money from somebody and reimburse them if it's a campaign expense.
I've never run for
damn
public
well.
office.
And okay, fine. Well, you're close enough. You're involved in politics to know that. Okay, so that's the problem with the Republican Party, is that they are suffused with lies. I don't know why this network is paying Scott to say those lies.
Whoa,
on his
okay.
morning
Let's
show.
not go there,
ridiculous.
George. Please, let's not go there.
No,
okay?
we should go there.
Scott,
Yeah, Casey Hunt and CNN, we should go there. Call out the lies as you hear them. That is supposed to be your job. Hi, my name is Suri Crowe, and you are watching the MeidasTouch Network. Conservative, and I mean an actual conservative, not a MAGA nut. George Conway said exactly what I was thinking while I was watching that. These networks are platforming liars. Scott Jennings is a MAGA liar and a Trump apologist. Full stop. And he is paid by CNN. That is not journalism. That is platforming propaganda. Here's what Scott Jennings was so bent out of shape about at George Conway. Listen to this clip.
The classified documents, when the government asks for it back, give them back. If the FBI serves you with a search warrant, don't hide the documents, and don't lie about it, and don't have your lawyers lie about it. This isn't that hard. Donald Trump is not the victim here. Donald Trump does all of these things to himself. And I agree with David. Once upon a time, the Republican Party was the party not just of anti-hippies, but of personal responsibility and of law and order. What party? Where is that party? Here, no one's willing to hold, in the Republican Party, is willing to hold Donald Trump to account for his crimes that aren't really even in dispute. And no one is willing to call him out. Instead, he's going to get the nomination. That's just insane, and it just shows the degree of moral rot we have on the conservative side.
There you go. The MAGA Republican Party believes that it and their members are above the law. Zero accountability for anything. Just whining and grievance and complaining. And they and the corrupt officials that they have installed in our system have allowed Donald Trump to get away with essentially murder, with all kinds of crimes, until now. Jennings mentions the Kavanaugh anger. Well, he's referring to the fact that now sitting Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh was credibly accused of sexual assault. And despite more than 5,000 tips that were sent to the FBI during his confirmation process that were not investigated, that was under the Trump administration, regarding Kavanaugh's alleged sexual criminal behavior, he was confirmed to the highest court in the nation. And you are now aware of the mess that we have there. Republicans are all about grievance. That is their entire party platform. They have no policy other than, it's not our fault, it's yours. They're always the victims. They're always whining, and it's always everybody else's fault. They are insufferable and sickening to listen to, in my opinion. Case in point.
DA Bragg and the judge should be ashamed of themselves. This isn't just ridiculous. This actually erodes the confidence that Americans have in the justice system. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. But good news is coming. DA Bragg, hear me clearly. You cannot silence the American people. You cannot stop us from voting for change. Joe Biden's injustice, Joe Biden's two-tier injustice system, weaponizing the justice system of the United States of America against a political opponent, un-American.
Oh my God. Senator Tim Scott, the most pathetic, or one of them, there's so many, an embarrassing sycophant currently in Trump's court. Dude, what are you doing? It's just appalling to listen to. Sit down and shut up. President Biden had nothing to do with this trial or this prosecution. It was a state prosecutor who never said one word about promising to go after Donald Trump. In fact, Alvin Bragg was heavily criticized by the left for taking his sweet time to gather his facts and make sure that he had a rock solid case. No prosecutor is going to present a case, whether it's state or feds, against a former president of the United States unless they know that their facts are solid and that they will win. Absolutely not. That's how it goes, generally speaking, in the system most of the time, certainly at the federal level, but particularly here. And a jury of Donald Trump's New York peers examined the mountains of evidence that the prosecution presented, and they found Donald Trump guilty, as they should have if anyone paid attention to the prosecutor's case. Here's a statement from Christy Greenberg. She's a former federal prosecutor out of SDNY, and these are her thoughts on the trial and its verdict. My conclusion, the prosecution presented a compelling case with strong witnesses corroborated by documentary evidence. The defense had no competing theory of the case, nor did it effectively raise reasonable doubt. As a result, I correctly predicted that the jury would return a guilty verdict on Tuesday, and I correctly predicted that the jury's verdict would be returned no later than this Friday. The bottom line is that Donald Trump lost fair and square. He lost because the prosecutors out-lawyered the defense team, and more importantly, he lost because he is guilty. Amen. The system worked in this case. The Volatile Mermaid put this out on Twitter after the verdict came out. Everyone's head at Fox News just exploded into a million swastikas. I'm sorry, but that is just so accurate. And then the same George Conway tweeted this out. Fox News accounts for a good deal of the derangement that ails our political system today, and there seems to be no end in sight. Yeah, he's right. But the Republicans simply don't do facts. They are the ones who are deranged. Remember, with the MAGA Republican Party, it's always a confession when they are issuing projection. Always. I mean, whatever they're accusing the left or the media or the journalism of, that's what they themselves are doing. They are gaslighting America, and they are assisted by a propaganda network known as Fox News. I quite frankly believe that news should be removed from the name because it's beyond misleading. And this is after nearly $800 million verdict that Fox already had to pay out for disinformation and for libel. And also, the other guilty party here is frequently, unfortunately, the legacy media.
What do you got to say to Scott?
I have to say, look, Scott's lying, and that's the problem with the Republican Party. It is continually addicted to lies.
Wait a minute. What am I lying
You're
about?
Lying. You're lying. You're lying, Scott. You're lying about the law. You're lying about what the jury was charged to find. They don't have to find an underlying crime. They had to find the intent to cover up an underlying crime. And the underlying crime was pretty obvious.
What was the crime?
You ran for public office, Scott. You ran for public office, Scott. You know you can't take money from somebody and reimburse them if it's a campaign expense.
I've never run for
damn
public
well.
office.
And okay, fine. Well, you're close enough. You're involved in politics to know that. Okay, so that's the problem with the Republican Party is that they are suffused with lies. I don't know why this network is paying Scott to say those lies.
Whoa,
on his
okay.
morning
Let's
show.
not go there, George.
ridiculous.
Please, let's not go there.
No,
okay?
we should go there.
Yes, we should go there. Thank God George Conway is calling out the lies that these so-called journalists won't. This is how we have gotten into the current mess we're in. Journalists, certainly not all of them. There are some excellent truth tellers out there, but the networks and the publications that they work for have allowed fascist Republicans to lie repeatedly. And unless you call them out to their face in real time, the same way that George Conway did in that segment, you're not only failing at your job as a journalist, but you're failing American democracy. Enough of the both sidesing here. A candidate who is running for one of the most powerful positions in the world, who swears an oath to protect the Constitution on Inauguration Day, should follow the rule of law. That is the minimum that we as American citizens should expect from our leaders, certainly from the President of the United States. So there you have it, folks. My name is Suri Crowe, and you are watching and or listening to the MeidasTouch Network. Thank you for joining me here today. I hope to see you back here very soon. Please comment below this video. Let me know what your thoughts are, where you weigh in on this whole situation. Like and share it. We continue to move out and spread the word of pro-democracy and real facts here on the MeidasTouch Network. Okay? Peace.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.